Hey guys, me Frap Gamer here. And do you guys like my face paint? Yeah, this is one of my worst fears actually. Specifically, the Black Widow is one of my worst fears, but I have arachnophobia. Hey, if you got arachnophobia, comment down below. Yeah, do that. But you know what? I decided to say I was gonna do 5, but one of my 5th worst fear. You know, I might as well do it. So first one, arachnophobia. 2, clowns. I watched the original It. Okay, guys? If you've seen the original It, you know it's not that scary. But imagine a 9-year-old watching it who also is already afraid of clowns. It traumatized me. Number 3 is the afraid of loud noises. If you're comment down below if you're but I mean like fireworks, gunshots, that type of stuff will freak me out. Even if you warn me about it before you do it, gunshots. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys a story. So a 22, if you guys know what that is decently quiet. And I was wearing headgear, and they took me to a shooting range. Well, it wasn't a shooting range. It was more like, it was a gun store with the shooting range in the back that you could use to test out your guns. The person who was taking me fired one bullet. I don't know how fast I got there, but in under a second, I had moved 15 feet, well, about 15 feet, into a corner, and I was sitting there rocking. And then I went into the back, and then there was a room where there was, like, really soundproof glass, and I kept my headphones on, of course. And every time I heard the bullet, it made me jump. That is but, like, another story, bottle bombs. If you know what that is, it's kind of like a bottle of soda, a liter bottle, and you put, I think it's, forgot what firework it is, but you put a certain firework in there after you do a bunch of stuff with it, and you light it, and it explodes. Don't know how that works. If you know, comment down below. Hi, Mara. I'm making a video. Stop it. She keeps trying to interrupt my video. This is the 3rd try I've done, and she's interrupted.
And I've got a cat. He's got a stupid spider.
Shut up, Mariah. Okay, I'm gonna continue.
Cats are smarter.
Mariah, go. I'm talking about my worst fears. Go away. Okay.
Guess what? I'm trying to get my toys.
So, bottle bombs. Explain if you know how that works. Comment down below. So, my dad likes to make them every once in a while. He doesn't do it often, but he did 2 years ago. Not last year, but a year before. I hate Firework Day, or 4th of July, as everyone likes to call it. I call it Firework Day because I just grew up calling it that. But I love my little spider. It's the cutest. I like spiders that don't move. Painted spiders, I don't really care about. But the spiders that move, I'll kill them. Okay, so back to what I was saying. So he blew up like 4 of them, 3 or 4 of them. Right? Get out of there. I can see you. Okay, he blew up about 3 or 4 of them, and my mom said he was done. She took me out, and they were doing it in the backyard, of course, and we went back there, and I was sitting down, and I saw what scared me so bad. Oh, and what this fear, we don't know how my fear was triggered, though, but we suspect it was with my bio dad. Stop it, Mariah, or I will go tell Mom that you're bothering me during a second video. But, so we don't know how to trigger this fear. This fear was, we believe, was with my bio dad, Blake Slusher. That's why my name's Gage Slusher and the rest of my family's Wood. So, my mom, my dad, I don't know what he did to me or what happened, but when I got home, I went to the summer with him and 4th of July. I haven't seen him in 3 years. That's why I was with them this 4th of July. They took me, and when I came back, I was suddenly afraid of loud noises, and I wet the bed for 6 months, and I was like 5-6 years old. Yeah, 5 years old.
I went to bed for 6 months.
Yes, Mariah, I did. Mom's the one who knows because you were 2 years old, Mariah. No way could you remember.
I'm 2 years old now.
Go away. Close the door. Just close the door and get out of here.
We love you.
No, you don't. And then, yeah, that's how we think it triggered. But my dad, back to what I was saying, my mom took me outside after they blew up 3 or 4, and I thought, yeah, that's probably all they made. They made a 4th or 5th one. And when I got outside, they were lighting it. They were about to light it. I tried to get out of there. Try to is the main word in that. Try is the one main word. They told me it would be fine, so I braced in back by covering my ears, and I waited, and as it went off, I felt like forces had been pushed into my stomach, and my heart was beating so fast out of my chest. The blast I could hear, but nothing else. The rest of it was just my heart beating. Except it felt like it was smacking me in the face right by my ear, because that's all I heard. And then, honestly, if you're an adrenaline junkie in my body, you would have loved it. You would have been like, oh my god, I love all the fear he's sensing. No, I'm not an adrenaline junkie. No, I hate adrenaline. In a way, I don't hate it. It's sometimes really useful. But I don't have a fight or flight response. It's just a flight response. You scare me. If something scares me enough, yes, if you're like a bully and you're like, oh, come on, man, fight. I'm like, okay, time and place. But if you're like a firework and you're exploding in the sky, or you're a clown, or you're a stupid spider, and you're like, come and fight me, I'm like, no, I'm out. Bye. Or if you're a firework, and I die. Okay, 4th worst fear. Family member dying. That is a rational fear because I love my family so much that I would have lost one of them. I probably wouldn't be alive today. That's an honest truth. Especially my little cousin, since he's like my little brother, in a way. Okay, 5th worst fear is knowing my time I'm going to die. Not death. Death doesn't scare me. I'm fine if he comes and kills me. I don't really care. But if I know when I'm about to die, like if a guy put up a gun to my head and said, you have 5 seconds to live, and started counting down, that would be the scariest, one of the scariest moments of my entire life were my last 5 seconds. But if you were just, like, if I was, like, dying of cancer and I suddenly closed my eyes and I didn't wake up, don't care. If I went to sleep one night and I didn't wake up, don't care. But if you told me I had 5 seconds to live, and then I die at the last, when you hit 0, those last 5 seconds of my life, I'd be so scared. Like, if someone was to stab me and I bled to death, that's fine. But if someone was to put a gun to my head and give me 5 seconds to live, or someone but how this fear came to life, this is really, really weird. I was sick out of my mind. Literally, like, I went insane while I was sick. Because, like those, how, like, in movies where, like, they're in the desert and they start seeing things and hearing things and they sound insane? That's what happened to me, except I was sick. I was that sick. I don't know if my mom remembers how sick I was, because she doesn't really, I don't think she really remembers that. No one would remember remember one of the times I was really sick. But, like, one of the hallucinations I had was I turned on the shower and my sister's doll was on the ground, and when the water hit her, it sounded like she was screaming. I mean, like, legitimate, like the horror screams you hear in movies. That scream, except non-stopping. Scared, oh my god, scared the shit out of me. But that isn't what triggered my worst fear. My worst fear was actually after the shower. Oh, and after I took her out of the water, she didn't stop screaming. Still one of the creepiest moments of my life, but that was, I now know that I was hallucinating out of my mind and that none of that was real. which makes me a lot happy because I do have a fear of dolls, but that's like my 6th fear, and I'm not talking about my top 10, mainly because I don't have 10 fears. I'm just joking. I don't know which ones to put in my top 10 because I have a lot of fears. Like, one of the top 10 would actually be motorcycles. I don't mean like motorcycles itself. It's like, oh my god, I see a motorcycle. No, I mean like riding one scares me. My dad wants to try and get me used to it, but it's hard. But back to what I was saying. So I was sitting on the couch, and I set up the couch because I was bored and hallucinating out of my mind. I put you know those cushions? The cushions, I put them up so that way they look like dominoes and I could tip them over and all of them tip down. And when I tipped one of them over, suddenly hallucinations started coming in. Oh, that was creepy. So what I saw, everything transformed into a brown room, and dominoes were brown with white dots on them. They look like normal dominoes, except instead of white and black, it was black and brown. But at every end, there was a black domino. But instead of just a normal dot, it had I think it had like a skull on it. I don't really remember because I was still hallucinating out of my mind. And some of this might not be the original because, honestly, I've dreamed about it so many times that it's slightly changed. But not, its original roots are still there. So it was tipping, and this is how my trigger, the fear of knowing how long I had, was because mine said, because each one counted as a day, and mine had 3 left. And if you're 9 or 10 years old, and you see that you're about to die in 3 days, and you think it's real, you're ready for a whole shit show. Like nightmares for the rest of your life shit show. And that is what happened. I saw the dominoes tipping over, and my family had a bunch of them, so I was freaking out because I thought I was going to leave the world, 1. And 2, because if you knew when you were going to die, and it said 3 days, what? That is not enough time. But honestly, I know I don't have a fear of death. I don't. I really, really don't, because fearing death is like fearing life. And everyone dies. And I've realized this. And the psychopathic me wants to just say, well, okay, you're gonna die and all your family is. I'm like, okay. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to say. I'm sorry if this dragged out, because dragged out on and on and on and on. Actually, you know what? I didn't talk about how my arachnophobia fear came on. You know what? I don't know how it came, though. Spiders just always creep me out. There you go. Hey, tell me if you guys had any of these fears. If you have any of these fears, like knowing when you're going to die, the fear of your family members dying. 2 of them are death. Clowns. Loud noise. Yeah, Mariah also has the fear of clowns. The loud noises and arachnophobia. If you have any of those, comment down below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hit the like button. Actually, comment down below and hit the like button if you have any of these fears. If you don't, hit the like button anyway and don't comment down below. I want the likes. Everyone likes the likes. Everyone likes the likes, the likes, the likes, the likes. Everyone likes the likes, the likes. Everyone likes likes. Everyone likes likes.